live.
All right. Steph, would you do us the favors of recapping the last session that we had?
But before that, look at that horrifying pumpkin that's
Look at that sweet pumpkin. To the best of my knowledge, it hasn't eaten anybody yet.
I'm excited for one guy. I'm glad.
No, the pumpkin hasn't eaten anybody. So, this is the one that last session was the one we started off with the kids, right?
Yes.
So after dealing with the eyeball in the door, we were able to get rid of it. And we were able to go through the door that was right near there, that was being guarded, and found out that there's a couple little kids there who were doing arts and crafts and whining because they couldn't go outside. So
one of them was whining. The other one was quite
mute.
Very mute.
And we met with the kids for a while Nevaeh was sleeping and getting her rest because she had to stay up all night. And Ken went rummaging through some sort of storage closet that had cleric robes and a bunch of paperwork that had to do with like the building itself, but nothing by way of records, patient records, which is what he was looking for.
Finances and budget records, and nothing really used to your current situation.
Yeah, so we kind of were like, okay, we don't need that. They can use that for fire. Then Nevaeh woke up, and after we played with the kids for a little while, tried to keep him entertained, help the guy out because he seemed a little stressed taking care of them, we went through the door that was behind the eyeball.
Yes, you did.
And from there, we decided we'd work around and check every door and not go outside, but check all the interior doors. And the first room we went in to kill us is there was a mechanical, magical bird cage that was making people levitate with taxidermy birds in it. And the
bird cage was haunted.
Yeah, and we battered the bird cage around until it stopped. And then we left that room because there was nothing else of interest once we made sure it wasn't going to kill us. And then we went into the library. Then we went into the room that was all burned and destroyed with the people tags over their heads.
Yes.
And we couldn't really find much other than the fact that they were all killed.
Yes. By
and
hand,
then,
it seemed.
Yes. And then the bags were over their heads, and it was really creepy. Which, it was some sort of storage closet, again, which most of these places are. And then we went to the library and had to deal with those little rat beasts. And rat swarms. And we beat the shit out of and exploded the shit out of them. Until one begged for mercy. And we spared her and checked on her brothers, and they're still alive, and she promised to help us. As long as we didn't kill her. And when we left off, we were in the process of making a deal.
Yes, you were in the process of asking some questions of this little ratling with two tails, who has promised profusely under pain of death, to the extent that you do actually believe her when she says that they'll do their best to protect the library from any other things that come through, sort of like they protected it from you guys. The last thing we sort of left off on was there was an inquiry about, we had some technical issues at the last episode.
Yep.
It was an inquiry of,
how they got there.
How to put, if they were hungry and what they ate.
Yes.
The pretty clear indication being that they liked to consume very, very fresh living meat.
And I believe
they
that there
would-
was a mention of babies.
They would order the veal.
Yes.
Yes,
And-
that's as best as I can put it.
We decided as a group, no, we are not feeding them the children.
Even the
No.
really, really shitty one.
I was about to say, unless she gets even shittier, then yes, I will toss her to the rats.
I mean,
If she demands that my hair get changed colors, I'm going to toss her to the rats.
Okay.
she was the spawn of a demon, so, I can see that.
She was one of them.
She was. That's right, I almost forgot. She's one of them. So to remove their eyes, we feed them to the rats.
They're very demanding.
Hmm.
So we ended after a fairly strenuous and involved fight with the four of you questioning the little ratling.
Yes.
After we made sure our brothers weren't dying.
Or already dead.
Yeah, you found out where they came from last session as well. Apparently there are tunnels that were under the asylum that recently there had been a lot of shaking and a lot of sort of kind of almost earthquake-like seismic activity causing the tunnels to collapse and separating her and the other ratlings from the den.
Mm.
Hence why they're up here in the library. You also found out that you have not been the first people to come through here.
Yes.
A couple of people made their way through this way, carrying lanterns, people in sort of loose hanging yellow robes.
Right.
Indeed. Gosh, Cap. Jeez.
So now that you're here in the library, what's the plan?
7:20. I believe we were still discussing potential things for the rats. If I remember correctly, Ken was going to So I know you prefer fresh meat, but if we bring some that only recently stopped moving to keep your hunger sated.
Prefer living meat, living flesh is fresher, juicy.
Well, how about
Hmm.
they can eat anyone who comes in without us.
You don't have to worry about us. We hunt for grubs, flies.
Yeah, but
We catch and nibble, like to pull their little wings off.
yeah, yes. Because the flies
Huh.
are the eyes of they and them. So yes, you pull their wings off, and then they just run in
Many
circles.
eyes.
Many eyes. So many eyes. Always watching.
Oh.
It's still sort of tucked itself into the corner, looking up at you, looking up at the three of you that's sort of surrounded and sort of towering over it, with a pretty clear apprehension and worry, as if it's still not entirely sure whether or not it's just going to cut loose and decide to bludgeon it to death like you did its brothers.
Azuma,
Recognizing the apprehension, I'm going to let these two focus on it for now because I'm not a huge fan of it, but I'm willing to accept letting it live for now because it's provided useful information. And I'm going to go check on the bookshelves over here that were in the last fire AoE that Ken used.
Right.
Hmm.
See if those
I'll spend a bit of time. Yeah.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Hey. Receive.
You spend a bit of time sifting through the books. It's one of the things, thanks to the fairly old nature of the library and the books inside the library. Most of the books here are fairly sturdily bound and put together, usually with a fairly thick leather backing. It looks like some of them got singed, but due to the nature of Ken's sort of explosive fire punches, it's not like a napalm-like material that will stick and singe and continue burning after the fact. It would have to catch in the initial wave, and the amount of fog in the area, combined with the time of weather and just combined with the thickness of the material, means that it was too damp to actually catch fire to anything. Some stuff is singed, but nothing is destroyed.
Good. Okay.
I can make some napalm.
Later, down boy.
Please tell me that was in character.
He just says it without provocation. I can make the napalm. It's
Didn't Osmo
1,000-yard
get
stare.
so excited?
If Renza says something along the lines of, "Oh, good, they were too damp to actually catch," without, what does Renza say anything?
No, I don't. I'm just looking around.
Damn, I don't have an excuse to say that yet.
Oh, don't worry. When you do say it, Osmo will get all excited.
Oh yay!
Oh yay, fire!
We're gonna be the bestest of friends.
Though, actually, you do notice something. Actually, something else, Renza, as you are examining and crouching down, marking over the shelves and brushing through. Something actually catches your eye on the bottom shelf of the library. Many of the books have been. You look closely and see that there's sort of scattered and pushed through. Some books and papers are sort of strewn about the ground with clear visible teeth marks within. And looking down sort of closer, just sort of crouching down, kneeling down, looking through the bottom shelf, you see several narrow tunnels that have been gnawed through the backs of the shelf and actually go into the stone beyond.
Must be one of those tunnels that the rattlings came up from.
It is very much rattling sized.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
The other two?
Go play with Impy tonight, cat. Jeez.
So once Renza steps away, Zua's gonna kind of lean back on the bookshelf behind her, and just kind of absent-mindedly like twirl her dagger, staring at the rattling. Not like glaring, just kind of looking, watching.
It looks up and it sort of looks like it's about to say something as it sort of holds its sort of the broken, beaten body of its brother sort of at its feet and just sort of pulls it back. It thinks better of it. It sort of pulls its brother across the stone, lifts up onto the bottom shelf, grabs a book, tears some pages out of it, and sort of makes a makeshift blanket and bed.
Oh, now I feel bad.
Kid's gonna smile and go and pick up the other brother gently. He's being very careful, and bring it and
part of the hair has been seared off of.
Oh yeah, this is very much a naked mole rat.
as well as all the hair on the disturbingly human-like face.
Is his
For
name
a larger
Rufus?
image, of the ratlings, because they are the worst. Because they are absolutely the worst.
Ken's going to carry the brother over and gently lay him down next to the other brother, and will take the book and tear out a portion of a page that, like, from the title page or something that doesn't look like it has, important wordy things on it, and make a mattress, well, not a mattress, a blanket, but he will leave the pillow making to the one with the tiny hands.
I see. Ken, as you're doing that, leaning close, make a sense motive check.
Oh, goody. Is this the one where I have to roll twice, or is that someone else?
Are you terrible at those, or?
Oh no, I'm just paranoid. Okay, good. Since motive, I'm pretty shit. This could be a bad day.
I got that impression.
Oh, hey look, flash of insight.
I'm going to message to Ken.
I'm so glad
I'm
that's
so happy that stuck.
I've done some research. This is not the only group that it's stuck on. Pretty much every group I've seen that uses something like this, it started from playing Paranoia.
On that note, guys, if you're looking for a good game to play and you want to kill about 3 hours, Paranoia. Look it up.
Paranoia is fantastic.
It'll make you hate all of your friends in the best possible way. They're always watching. Just so you're aware.
Nevaeh, what are you doing?
Is Ken's response. And he kind of nudges the slightly cooked one towards her.
It shows no interest.
He takes notes. And by mental, not like physical.
Creepy. Nevaeh, what are you doing during this point?
Resting.
Just sort of pulled out one of the chairs, I imagine, and just...
Yeah.
Alright, the chairs are, unfortunately, fairly hard-backed and far from the most comfortable things you've ever sat in, or even the second, third, or 10th most comfortable things that you've sat in.
It's the kind of thing where you haven't sat down for 3 days, and then you think, no, I can stay. I can keep standing. I'm good.
I can stand. I can stretch a little bit. And as you have finished this encounter, I will pass out the handout from the book that shows this encounter.
Oh, look, pictures. Yeah. Oh, this is a nice library.
Please note, of course, that some of the details in the picture differ from the details contained within the module itself, such as the presence of large windows.
Yes.
And the lack of central bookcases.
never trust Pathfinder's artists.
It's
There
No,
are
they-
license.
like 8. There are like 8 variations of a troll.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, there's like 8 racial variations of a troll. So
No. A baseline regular troll, I can pull up 6 official canon trolls, and all of them look completely different.
well, you know what? I can pull up
I
pictures of
honestly
6
believe
official
this.
real life people, and they'll look completely different.
Shut
Stop
the
being a
fuck up.
racist.
Shut the fuck up, Ken. All right, now that the rattling's been taken care of, Renza, you've secured the rest of the library. What's the plan now? You said you indicated last session you were going to spend some time resting. Is that going to be done here, or are you going to walk back to the chapel? As far as defensible locations go, this certainly is one of them.
If by
It's not like we're
you mean
that far
isn't,
from the chapel.
I'll take my chances with the guards because I know that they are not among them, and I had a little fort.
Yeah, I kind of like our fort.
It's true, you did have a little fort.
I miss my fort. That was my safety zone.
That was your comfort blanket.
It really was.
All right, well, if you wish to head back there, you certainly know where it is.
Indeed.
I'm just gonna keep the light in the square beside me so I don't keep forgetting it, or so I don't accidentally give it an initiative.
Fair. Not to forget your pile of loot.
I was just
So
over there.
conveniently noted.
Your
Yep.
Party loot. Yeah.
Not that we have much, but yeah, we'll pick that up and bring it with us.
Okay.
You added that to what was like a sap and padded armor? Was it? Or did you write that
Yeah.
down?
There was also some magic items that we needed.
Oh, we've already distributed those. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna close this door behind me.
Good call.
Just, I'll leave the curtain open though.
Nevaeh, when you enter, you see Winter sitting to the side, chatting to one of the chapel guards. When she notices that you've returned and push open the door, she immediately stands, cutting off her conversation. The chapel guard looks somewhat dejected at
Aww.
but I was talking, and never mind. And she sort of rushes over to meet you, eyes kind of brimming with a probably ill-advised hope. Well, what did you find?
Nothing that great. We found the library, which looked to be an office, and got a chance to see outside, and there's mist everywhere.
They're in the mist. They're watching.
Have you been out in the courtyard just north of here?
Yes, we've seen the thin wisps of yellow mist that seems to eerily tie next to things, but
It's not thin. It is a dense wall of
Thick
fog.
enough to choke the life out of you.
that's disappointing.
Yeah.
Not a complete surprise, though. There must still be some way to get out of here.
We'll work on it. We
I have a
took bit of
suggestion.
beating. Yes.
It's a chance that Dr. Lissandro is still alive and knows what caused all of this. Her office, from what I remember, sits at the very heart of the asylum. That's a good place to start. There's even a chance she might be able to tell you who you are.
That could certainly be some handy information.
Yeah.
I imagine, well, if anyone in this place would recognize you, it would certainly be her.
You didn't think to tell us this earlier?
Well, if that was the case, then we would probably have found her as soon as we left. Leaving was definitely first, a more important thing to do. It doesn't do much good to find out who you are if, you're dead.
Depends on how many times you're dead. And if they are done with you.
Mm,
If the lady is finished with you, you will certainly be made aware.
The lady works with them. He nods as if given, strategic military advice.
She just sort of glares at you.
Winter,
Yes.
is there any chance you could help us with your wounds? With our wounds? I'm sort of tapped for magic once again.
Gather round. I can spare you a channel.
Thank you very much.
I'm afraid I have to keep most of my resources tending to those who are, as of yet, unable to take care of themselves. However, I'm sorry.
It's understandable. Don't worry about it.
Give me a second. I'll pull up how many dice are channels again.
Scott.
2d6.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Can I open that on camera?
Ah.
Can you open what on camera?
Yes or no?
Can you open what on camera?
Messages.
Yes.
Okay. I had no idea what it was.
Do you hear that?
That's all it was.
You each heal 9 HP.
Oh, that was just proof.
Cool.
Okay. Oh, no. Let's see, one of those could have come from the north, and one can come from the south, and one came from a swamp. I'm being a smart ass, Scott. Just accept it.
I know you are. Okay, 9 hit points. Yay.
Ken will
That
sit
puts
down
almost everyone at max.
for a minute, precisely 1 minute, and fix himself a very strong drink.
By strong drink, I presume you mean a cure extract?
Yeah, I do. Can't feed those to you guys yet. Sorry, this one's mine. Eventually.
Fair. Winter mentions if you need anything else that you know where to find her, and she goes off to begin just going through and tending to different.
Okay. Looking back to the others then. So, looks like we're all in. That helped quite a bit. Are any of you up for a bit more of a push? Or should we wait?
I won't be of much help in my current state. I've used far too much of my magic today.
I still pack a little bit of a punch, but I have no way to look after your injuries. He looks to Nevaeh, Nevaeh and Azuma, and glances at Renza.
Well, if waiting is the preferred action, then we shall wait. Then make sure to get some rest, and Yeah, I'll do the same then.
Nevaeh,
Hmm.
you feel a tugging on your sleeve.
That's a dead child.
I turn to see what the tugging is.
Turning behind, you see a young woman, maybe late teens, kind of little homely, very large, sagging bags under her eyes. Doesn't look like she slept in a long time, and as she looks at you, she holds out a small wooden stick. Maybe about 9 or 10 inches in length. It's just sort of a wide, knotted piece of wood.
What's this? I ask the girl.
Her eyes sort of look down, and she's holding it out in her hands. She's not saying a word. Her lips haven't parted, nor has she given any indication that she's planning on speaking. She's just holding it in her two hands out to you.
All right, I lift it and detect magic.
It does indeed detect its magic.
Spellcraft
Yes, please.
/ roll 1d20 plus 6.
Nice.
That is a wand of Cure Light Wounds containing 6 charges.
Ooh. Did I say demon child? I said angel child.
She looks at you with make a sense motive. It's pretty clear what's filling her eyes is gratitude, and it takes you a moment to put the context together as to exactly why she's looking the way that she is and why she's done this, as she turns and she looks back to Bates, the young boy that was covered in bite marks on the pallet, who you healed, and looks back to you. And she smiles and she bows at the waist before turning and walking back to where her meager amount of equipment is.
Well, this will come in handy.
Oh?
It's a wand.
Oh. I wonder what she was doing with it.
Hmm.
A very, very nice gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wand of what, might I ask? Or were you not able
Cure.
to figure it out? Oh.
Only a few charges, but it'll come in handy.
Yeah.
And with that, do we rethink our need for rest?
I was actually just thinking the same thing.
I don't
I
know
could help
what
Titus.
your magics, as you put it, do to you, but I can understand the need to sluggish feeling when I can't create anymore. When I run out of inspiration for the day.
Juice.
Hmm.
Never mind.
He looks at you with a blank expression. like
Trying to make an alchemy
Wait.
joke. Bad at it.
it's more like he just didn't get it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm half asleep. Literally.
Huh?
I am sitting here half asleep.
Yes, I know this.
And so
what's that got
whatever
to do with
joke
the
you were
conversation?
making, I didn't.
Well, we wouldn't have gotten it anyway.
It was an in
Never
character.
mind.
It was a really poor in character joke directed at Ken that nobody got
Yeah.
because nobody's quite sure how anything actually works. Ken referred to his alchemy as inspiration. He's not actually aware that he's infusing a little bit of magic when he creates his extracts.
God understood.
God can go fuck
God
himself.
found it humorous.
God can go fuck himself.
God will do it
So you
if he wishes. Fucking peasant.
Man, you should DM as Corin. Corin was the perfect voice of God.
I can't
Anyways.
low for that long.
Yes, anyways, sorry.
I think we can push on a bit further then.
I guess.
Based on the entrance being where it was, I assume that the heart, I nod towards Winter, is probably to the north past the library.
Mm.
We can check a couple more rooms and then take a break.
Ken's going to sit down, not having put away his alchemy stuff yet, and start brewing up something. I think I will brew up.
Okay.
What do I want? Cure Light or Enlarge Person? We did just get the wand.
I'm gonna burn a spell slot to give myself an extra arcane point.
Alright. How many spell slots remaining do you have?
2.
Alright.
He's going to brew up an Enlarge Person.
Not a bad choice.
He's going to pick up a
Remember, it could get a little cramped. Ceilings in this place are usually about 10 feet high.
he can hunch down just a little bit. But he's also going to pick up a reddish vial that he hasn't ever really noticed. Kind of shake it around and look at it. Huh. What's this do? Pop the cork. Smells like mountains. He's gonna put the cork back on it and hook it to his vest.
Smells like mountain?
Was that flavor for... Never mind. I'll find out eventually, I'm sure.
Everyone will find out eventually. It's something I keep forgetting I have.
Okay.
I've looked back at every session. Oh, that would have been really useful. There.
Yeah, I think there are a couple of places that that might have been very useful. Same thing the other alchemist I played with forgot 100% of the time
Forgot.
until level 9. I remember correctly.
Yeah, no, I
All
remember
right,
that.
now that you're set and ready to go, you have a enlarged person extract. restored. And you've reminded yourself of a class feature.
Oh, the mutagen. You idiot.
You killed God.
You know, you can still hit God if you roll a natural 20.
That's good. Yeah, but you have to get past the concealment bonus.
Alright.
As you all leave and exit back towards the hallway and the door formerly known as Eyeball, Nevaeh, you see the young woman giving you a small, just sort of like a finger wave.
Oh.
Okay.
By a finger wave, I'm not meaning like ooh twiddle of the fingers, but it's sort of like it's literally she's just moving the fingers up and down,
It's
waving with
twiddle
half
fingers now.
It's a half hand wave.
Gotcha.
I wave back and give her a smile and then head out the door.
As you're all heading out, I need all of you to make perception checks for me, please. I moved the entire wall.
Move a wall.
Are you in the wall?
Tried to close the door, moved the wall.
Oh.
Okay, so they and Azuma here, as they're actually the last ones to pass through, as Azuma closes the door behind her and passes through, you hear what sounds like a scream coming from that room, sort of like a high-pitched wailing sound.
Which room?
Right here.
The one with the kids?
Yeah.
Goes to the door and opens it.
Lances back to see what they're doing. Just kind of watches.
As soon as the door opens, both of you also hear the cries. Maeve is in the corner, curled up into the fetal position. She's got sort of stacks of cloth and papers tucked up to her that she's pulling with her hands and just sort of pulling them apart and sort of holding up to her eyes. She's clearly hysterical. Her face is red. She's panicked and she's crying. The man is in front of her, just talking very softly. He says, "Maeve, come on, look at me. I'm here. Focus on my voice, okay? Just focus on my voice." And Maeve is beyond inconsolable. She's rocking back and forth. Brenton is just in the corner, clutching onto tightly to the hooded lantern that he holds, still with that wide-eyed expression of shock.
Kim's gonna open this door. Since two people are crowded right in front of that door.
Maeve, just, come on, speak to me. You're okay. It's okay. They're gone now. They're okay.
I'm gonna enter the room and take up a position beside him. Is it alright if I touch her?
Did you see them, child?
Pulling and tearing at cloth and napkins. Man looks up. She's batted away my hands every time that I've tried to console her and touch. This happens every once so often when she remembers what she's seen.
Okay.
She'll calm down. It just takes time.
Often when one encounters them, they leave scars that won't heal. Cannot, matter of fact.
She'll cry herself out in a couple of minutes, and when she wakes up, she'll be as fine as she can be, I guess.
How often does this happen?
It's happened 3 times now. 3 or 4.
3 times now. Okay. Okay. If you're sure that she's going to be fine, we'll get out of your way. I'll keep my eyes open for anything out there that might be able to help, although I don't know what I'm looking for yet. So,
What did she see?
He just looks at you and shakes his head like, I don't know.
Rowan, you said
Yes.
when she wakes up, is she asleep right now? Or does
No,
she
he
appear to
made
be?
reference to that she will cry herself out.
Okay.
Like to sleep.
Yeah, like,
She'll cry herself until she's so exhausted she just passes out.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I can relate.
I'm gonna.
Brenton just sort of is sitting in the corner, pushed to the back, knees up still, his arms clutched around the lantern.
I'm gonna lean down next to him. You doing okay?
Shh. I don't like it when Maeve gets sad.
Yeah, it's painful to
It's
watch.
scary.
That too.
Is she gonna be okay?
Of course. Well,
Make a bluff.
I was gonna say a bit more than. Okay. Yeah. I'm okay at bluff.
Alright.
Fuck.
Continue.
Of course. We'll figure this out one way or another.
He sort of sniffs, clutching the lantern closer, and nods.
Can I sense votive at that?
Sure.
I'm terrible at sense votive.
Empty platitude, what adults always tell them. He sees the real life.
He's scared, but maybe he doesn't necessarily believe you, but you've managed to relax him. He might be a little too jaded to believe everything is going to turn out that well, that quickly, that easily.
Okay.
From what happened, but he's not so quite so scared anymore.
Just stay strong for now. I'm gonna.
As you sort of stand up and you turn, he reaches out and grabs at your hands. The first time he's actually taken his hand off of the shadow lamp that you've seen. Yeah.
Yes?
Will you look for something for me?
Look for what? Gonna kneel back down.
There were... I lost my knights.
Your
They
knights.
were... Yeah. There were two of them. I lost them when we had to run. I don't know where my room was. But I was playing with them when we were playing with them when I had to leave.
Okay. What do they look like?
They were wooden, and one of them had a big sword and a shield, and the other had a big lance that had a banner on the end of it.
Alright. I'll keep my eyes open for them.
No prestidigitation.
Okay. I'll find them.
Thank you.
Rowan, while this
No
conversation is happening,
Yes.
Ken is going to hop up on the table, kind of swing over it so that his legs are dangling off, facing the girl. So she's like smacking away or whatever anytime someone tries to grab her.
It's gotten a lot weaker now. The crying has started to abate from full-on hysteria to sort of not quite hyperventilating, but very, very heavy breathing and haggard sobs.
She's gonna top down.
She's stopped sort of moving her hands, and she's grabbed her knees up close, and she's tucked them tight to her chest and tucked her head into the top of her knees.
He'll hop over. His tail will drop the light stick onto the table, and he's going to. His tail is going to wave itself in front of her face, like someone trying to wave their hand to get her attention.
Because of how her head is tucked down, she does not notice your tail waving.
Okay,
At her.
make her notice. Or is it like,
Poke her?
you know what? Yes. Tail is going to poke the top of her head.
She screams, recoiling, pulling back, tucking herself into the corner away from you. Looking up, eyes panicked and clearly terrified.
Tail's going to hide from her quickly.
The man
Okay,
steps forward.
that's-
Please don't. Just let her. I appreciate it. Just let her cry it out, okay?
If she tells me what she saw, I can remove it. Maybe.
This is because she remembers what she saw.
The only way to forget is to remember.
This is not the time. She's just a child.
Can leave her be.
Just a child is not an excuse to not fix a problem.
She is just a child. Let her be.
She will live a life of fear if you don't allow her or
Now
help
is
her.
not The
Get
time.
over it.
Let her be. Please. You know, the man has stood and has started to... has sort of interposed himself between the two of you.
Ken's
He's
made
not
no
much to
attempt
look
to
at.
get
He's-
closer to her. Like, she shied away, so he stayed where he was.
He's... like, this guy is not by any means a physical specimen. He's honestly sort of small and kind of weedy, but all the same, he's standing with not quite a poise, but a look in his eyes that you could kick his ass, but he doesn't really care. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I got you. I'm thinking. He'll hop back up on the table, tail grabbing the light just before he sits on it, and spins himself around. And before hopping off the table, he'll look to the man to defeat them. You must confront them. To hide only prolongs the pain.
And confronting them isn't something that someone with her mind can do.
It is something that any of us can often do in our current states. We're all here for a reason.
You may very well be right, but most of these people, especially children, aren't going to be... These people are scared, and yes, I know. Fighting the fear is the only way to overcome it, but not everybody is capable, willing, or ready to stand up against something.
Then they win. And
If
he
just a
opens the door.
glimpse, if just a small memory of something tragic that she's seen can send her into that level of hysteria, then actively trying to recall it and provide information about it could make it even worse.
As he steps through the not open door, Rowan, cough, cough.
I was attempting to find some other stuff as you...
Yeah, he was walking and talking.
All right,
Fuck.
and if you are out of sorts and gone, it looks like we will have to end tonight early.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, guys. I can't do it.
Yeah, if you're not well,
It
you're not well.
Fair.
don't worry.
Yeah, that's fair. Don't worry about it. No XP for tonight.
Okay.
Sad to say.
Alright. Good night, guys.
Good night, man. Take it easy.
Good night.
And with that, good night, internet. God damn, I gotta stop stuttering. Ken is a bad influence on me. Good night, internet, though.